Wholesaling Probates 101, how to get started. Guys, it's Rick Ginn. In today's video, I'm actually going to show you how to get in on probates and actually take the first steps to get started and show you why you need to do it. And I tell you what, if you stay till the very end, I'm going to give you a little marketing trick I use on probates that will give you a complete unfair advantage to all your competitors. But before we get into it, make sure you do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. You hit that subscribe button, notification button to receive the absolute best up-to-date information on wholesaling today. So we're talking about probates. And if you guys know me, you know I love probates. I found probates late in my wholesaling career. I found it by accident because my accountant said, you need to do more deals like this. And once I researched, I found out they were probates. I actually found by accident driving for dollars. And then I went on a mission on how to learn it. And what I'm going to do today is just break down the things I've learned for you and how you can get started in probate wholesaling. So let's talk about probates. Like it seems overwhelming, and honestly, it seems scary. That was my first reaction when someone says, hey, you should do more probate real estate deals. I said, I don't want to be an ambulance chaser. And I decided at that point that I need to figure this out because I'm scared and I don't understand it is not a good enough reason not to do it. So what I did is I deep dived and I just attacked my biggest fear up front, which probates. Think about this. People dying, trying to ask them to see if they want to sell their property is a scary, scary proposition to me. So here's what you need to do to really get into probates and get started. I'm going to run through a short list and then I'm going to give you actionable steps you can take to get started today in probates. So you have to break down probates for wholesaling in just a simple task. What is your job? Because the problem is if you think about I got to figure out legally how to do it. How do you take title? Do I have to have a judge involved? Do I have to have an attorney? And honestly, that's how my mind raced. I have ADHD and it was overwhelming. Here's how somebody else simply explained it to me. Rick, you have one job in probates when you want to wholesale them. All you have to do is seek sellers who want to sell their properties in probate. That's it. Once you understand how to do that, then the rest, I'm going to show you how to do it. And if you understand your job is just to seek these types of sellers, then just laser focus on it. And that's what we're going to do. So many people think you have to do everything in wholesaling. Your job is to seek probate sellers that have motivation to sell their properties. You see, what I found out and what I was told by my accountant a long time ago is probates are absolutely perfect for wholesale deals. Let's think about this. Most of the properties are run down, they need work, and they're vacant. Guys, so if you've been studying wholesaling long enough, you understand, or if you've just gotten the wholesaling, having a vacant property that needs work is the ideal properties we try to target and buy. That's why you want to attack probate. So remember, I told you, you don't need to know everything in probates. Well, Rick, what do I do when they have a million questions with it? And that leads to our next step in the how to get started here is now you have to assemble what we call a probate team. And guys, you're not going out hiring a staff. There's actually no money involved into it. You've just got to make connections and networks with people that understand probates much better than you. Because remember, your only job is to go out and seek people looking to sell their properties in probates. That's what you're going to become the expert in. Well, how you're going to assemble your team is going to be basically in this order. And here's what we're going to do. Part of your team is your local probate court. So whatever county you're doing the probate is, I got more information from my local probate court than I got from anybody else. And remember, they have employees there. They work there full time. These are real people that have real jobs and they know everything about the probate system. So why not go straight to the source of where the leads originate, how they process them, and how you can get your lists in the most efficient manner. So many people skip this part. Your probate court system, there are people there that will actually help you. Take your time. Remember, they're paid with taxpayers' dollars, and you have to be respectful. Running people over will get you nowhere. Kill people with kindness and keep asking questions and be persistent, and most importantly, be polite. So after you've connected with your local probate court, the second person on your team is going to be your local title company. And this is an absolute must. Title companies know how to read title, and they will navigate you with the correct amount of legal paperwork and court documents they need to successfully get your probate through a successful wholesale deal. They are everything when it comes to probate. So outside the courthouse, my next step is the title company. And most title companies have some sort of legal affiliation, usually a lawyer that owns it. And a lot of time you can get those services built into it, but they will navigate you what's going on. They'll help you keep up with your probates, and they'll tell you when it's clear to close. And I rely heavily on them, so don't overlook that. And then your third line of defense is going to be a probate attorney or a real estate attorney. And make sure you go through your title company first, because a lot of them are affiliated, and they will sit down with you 15, 20 minutes, but you have to have quality questions. They're not going to do the work for you. If you don't ask quality questions and they don't think you're going to get business from you, you're going to get a bill. So just be careful and be respectful. But guys, all these people on your team that I just mentioned outside of you, these are the people that can help you answer all the questions. I thought for the longest time doing probates, I need to know every answer. You don't. Actually, your job is just to go out and find the people in probate that want to sell their house. Once you understand what the goal of probate wholesaling is, it is much easier for you to attack because it's not so overwhelming. It's definitely not scary, and I tell you what, it's 100% doable. So now let's get through the steps to get started once you're going to attack your probates. And guys, this is super simple, and don't overlook it. The first thing I can't stress, you got to just go out and get the leads. Yes, you have to go out and get the leads. And in my opinion, there's only two places to get the leads. You're either going to go physically to the courthouse. Once again, use your local probate courts to help you assist in locating the leads. And the second one is the online process. Now, I'm here to tell you, if you go through a third party, you're going to get very dated information. You have to get these probates as soon as possible. People ask me all the time, Rick, what's the ideal time I should be pulling probates? Minimum once a week. And if you're really proactive, you're going to do it twice a week. Why? Because speed kills in probates. Literally, whoever gets the lead first and makes a connection through rapport and a conversation, they have the first shot at the deal. That's why I'm so effective in probates. So guys, stop relying on other people to get these lists for you. If you pay a service to get your list, it's who knows how long and old the information is. If you can get it directly from your courthouse, this is going to be your best method. So you get it online or you get it in your local courthouse. So now you just have to skip trace. So since the owner's deceased, which you want to do is verify your probate court documents to the property appraiser site to make sure they own real estate. Once you find the deceased property is understanding they've passed away. So our next goal to locate within the probate document is what they call the PR, which simply stands for personal representative, or the executor, depends on what state you're in. Once you have that information, that's the person you're looking to skip trace and get their information. And what I want you to do is the best way is just call them. Like, don't overcomplicate. Just pick up the phone and call them. Once you have their phone number, call them. And you're not going to do this formal, like, I saw you're the executor of the will. No. You got to go in like a regular person. So most people say, hey, what do I say? Just simply call them and say, listen, are you affiliated with property 1238 USA Street? Or are you the owner of the property? Sometimes they're going to say no, and it kind of drags on. And then you basically say, do you have any interest in selling this property? And what I want you to do is shut up and let them talk. At that point, they're either going to tell you someone's passed away, it's in probate, and the rule here is the 80-20 rule. You have got to only do 20% of the talking. Probates is all about your ears. The more you listen, the more intel you can gather and the better you can make your offer. So in your first meeting, don't even discuss price. All you're seeking is motivation. So if you don't know how to do it, go over to freewholesaling.com. We teach you in detail on how to qualify and disqualify any type of properties. You're going to go through the MCTP. If you don't understand it, go over to freewholesaling.com. I'll teach it in more grave detail. But honestly, guys, you are just reaching out and having a conversation with them. You're not mentioning the probate, and you let them talk. The more they talk, the better your chances of getting a deal. In fact, on average, it takes about 6 contacts total before you actually write the contract and negotiate the price. So use the 80-20 rule, and that will get you much farther along in the sales process. So at this point, hopefully you've established the price. You get a discounted price. You have to get a discounted wholesale price, and you put it under contract. And really at this point is all you have to do is sell your contract to a cash buyer. And guys, the property's run down, it needs work, needs updating, it's vacant. These are the easiest properties to wholesale for a beginner investor than anything else in wholesaling, period. I'm telling you, when we get a probate, everybody on my staff loves it because they're just so easy. You need to reap the same rewards because most of you are working for yourself. You deserve an easy deal. Now it's going to be hard to get it, but once you get it under contract, it'll be very, very easy. So we only talked about one strategy, which is basically calling them. I also want to let you know, I believe strongly in mailing the probates. Now, you're like, oh, okay, Rick, you always say don't do mailing in the beginning. Relax. It's not 10,000 pieces of mails. Most probate courts have under 100 to 150 leads in a month. And simply, all we do is write a template letter. And if you go over to freewholesaling.com, you'll see our probate template letter, or maybe I'll put a link on this video on it. And what that does is it's a proven formula I've used for a long time, since 2013, and I wouldn't change a word on it. And use it, and then if you want to adapt it after you get a few deals, then feel free to, because I don't want everyone to go out there and put out the same letter. But understanding the type font, the size of the lettering, the spacing, it's all been tested, so you want to go ahead and utilize that. And I'm telling you, man, like, if you don't have to think about it, most gurus charge thousands and thousands of dollars for templates like this. Guys, I want you to get amazing deals so you can go back and share the deals with us. If you want to JV and partner up with us, go to sellmypaper.com, and we'd be happy to partner, especially on a probate deal. So guys, I told you if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you the secret marketing tactic that is going to give you an unfair advantage, and it does. And here's a little hint. I believe I've included it in my probate template letter. So go over to freewholesaling.com to get that. And then basically what it says is I've learned that in wholesaling, marketing is everything. So when you market to someone, you can't tell them everything in an ad copy. So if it's a letter, a postcard, or anything like that, you have to create intrigue and you have to create a reason for them to call you. So if you do the standard template and you fill out all the things you do, there's no reason for them to call you. And I simply say in my letter is, did you know you could sell your property before the probate's complete? Give me a call if you want to discuss this. Boom. I'm telling you, the phone blows up. Now, Rick, how do I do that? I do that with my team that I talked about earlier, my lawyer, my title company, my courthouse. And in most states, it is 100% legal to sell the property before the probate's complete, because the property is usually the most draining asset on the estate. And why not sell it to minimize the people's stress on the property, utilities, property taxes, insurance, lawn maintenance, snow removal? That's why most people that reach out to me and probates and will with you, they just want to get it solved. So I tell them in the marketing letter, I can solve it without waiting till the probate's done. And they're like, oh, my realtor told me others. This is my reason to have the meeting with them. And I explain it to them. And I work with my title company, the courthouse, my lawyer, and you make sure you can do it in your state. But like, we've done, I think, 46 states successfully doing this. So I'm telling you, where there's a will, there's a way. If they want to sell it, they don't have to wait till their lawyer says the probate's over, because most probates take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. If you can solve their problem within a shorter time frame, you have an unfair advantage. And for that reason alone, I want you to use this technique. So guys, you tell me, are you guys committed to doing probates and wholesaling? And have I taken the sting out of the fear of it? I'm telling you guys, it is not complicated. You call and you mail to them. We have the template for you, and you just wait for people to reach out to you, or you reach out to them, and then just be super kind and use the 80-20 rule and wait. It's going to take you up to 6 times before you get a contract, because you're using the 80-20 rule. They're talking most of the time. If you use these techniques, guys, you should start probates today. Take this video and put into action what I talked about, the list. You've just got to take ownership and go out and get it. So let me know in the comments, are you guys incorporating probates in your wholesaling operation? And if not, what is your greatest fear? Let me see if I can help you out with it, guys. I appreciate you as always. If you got value from this video, make sure you smash that like button. As usual, hit the subscribe button, the notification button. And this is Rick Ginn, and I'll see you in the next video.